Hey, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jared Ewing, and this is our agent spotlight for the week. This week's guests are Angela and Ryan Duvner. So, hi guys, how you guys doing?
How's it going? Fantastic, man.
Nice to
Hey,
meet you.
well, thank you guys for being on the call. We have this couple on the call because they got big things going on in our business, but they have some fun information and backstory. So we want to get to know them just for a couple minutes. Just like all of our videos, none of this is scripted, and so we're going to kind of shoot some questions at them so everybody who's watching gets to know them real quick, and then we'll go from there. So first question I have is maybe Ryan can kind of introduce us to this real quick. How did you get into the insurance industry, and how did you come to meet us?
Yeah, great question. So I actually was, my brother invited me on a golf trip with Tony Pompili, Dave Schneider, and I actually was hearing those guys talk about mortgage protection appointments, on the ride up there to the golf trip, and I didn't think really too much of it. I know they were laughing, joking, having fun. They seemed like that they were enjoying themselves in whatever they were doing. I didn't know the exact details at that time. But I got back from the golf trip. I reached out to my brother. I said, "Hey, man, by the way, what is it that Tony does again?" And he said, "Well, why don't you give him a call?" So I gave Tony a call, and the rest was history. I think I got signed up with Exam FX about 24 hours after that phone call with Tony.
So, Angela, Ryan comes back from a golf trip, talks about what these two guys are doing, and then goes into this whole gig about insurance. What was the first thought that came out about that?
Honestly, oh no, not insurance. Because I had dealt with it in the past in the early 2000s. I ended up getting in and I didn't have success with it. So I got out. But I was like, maybe you'll have better success with it. Give it a shot.
So you had a little bit of experience with the insurance industry back in the early 2000s.
Mhm.
You had to have been like 10 years old back then. So I mean that was maybe that's why you weren't legal to actually sell insurance yet. But okay, so back what give me some insight. What Ryan, tell everybody a little bit about where you came from prior to the insurance industry.
Yeah, so my background is sales and marketing. I sold bulletproof vests to law enforcement for about 12 and a half years. I'm originally from Boston, Massachusetts, but a position opened up in South Florida, and I jumped all over it. I think I was about 22 or 23 at the time. And the rest is history, man. I've been down here almost 17 years now.
It's amazing. It always you sit there and think about people selling different things, and bulletproof vest is not something I would think that actually has somebody associated with selling. So that's always interesting to find out people selling different products. There's sales for everything. So Angela, same kind of question. What's your background in? Tell us a little bit about where you came from prior to this.
I was in a family business with my parents and my brother. We had a dry cleaners in Delray Beach. And then we sold it when I got pregnant with Jordan.
So once you guys had your son, you or were getting ready to, that's when you sold the business off and started and then you got into insurance, Angela. That's how it was going from there. So very good. Okay, so and the reason like I want to talk to both of you a little bit about stuff because Angela does a lot in your business too. So obviously Ryan, we'll jump to you real quick. First year obviously in this business, and correct me if I'm wrong. So I think you started somewhere around like April or May of 2 years ago, right?
Yeah,
2018, I think,
April
right?
2018.
To April 2018. And so from April 2018 to December of 2018, what was the total income you made with us those first 8 months?
I had deposited right around 115,000.
So 115,000. So it just shows like you had no background in insurance at all prior to this.
No, no, no.
What's your thought about like if somebody's coming into this business, what was it that you thought what or you did coming into this business that helps you deposit 115,000 bucks your first 8 months with us?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So if you have a spouse or a girlfriend, you got to have the support of your spouse or girlfriend because at the end of the day, I remember I was dead broke, man. We were in debt really bad, and I had to go to her and I said to my wife, I said, I gotta buy leads, and she said, well, how much is that going to cost? I said $500, and she nearly looked at me and had a heart attack because every credit card was maxed out, but she believed in me and she believed and let me tell you, man, if I didn't have her support, I would not be on this webinar right now having this conversation with you. So you got to have the support of your spouse. That's huge.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But I
I
would say activity, man. Other than the support of her, activity, activity, activity. I have no college graduate. I didn't finish college, but I just had a desire to want something, great to happen in my life. And I never enjoyed what I did. But this business, I think, depositing that 110 grand, I don't think there was anything special I did other than understand that it was just basically all about activity.
So Angela, so obviously this business can become an emotional roller coaster from time to time. And so a lot's changed for you guys over the last couple of years. What do you guys see as you, like, obviously Ryan going out and selling a ton over the first year and a half, 2 years. I mean, really did. Ryan's been one of the top producers in the country, not just in our business, but in the insurance business in general. What do you feel like is kind of the difference now going into 2021 for y'all? What's the main focus for y'all as in your business?
Consistency. Just
Cons-
making sure we're doing the same thing every single week. And that's how I got over the emotions, because I just wasn't doing it enough. And so that's the change that we made for 2021 going forward. We're just going to
just
be more
cons-
consistent.
Consistency in every aspect of it. Now, do you guys, obviously one of the things, and I was on a video yesterday talking about the equity bonus and building your business and have an opportunity to maybe get an integrity buyout because of the value of your business. Is that something that you and Ryan, or Ryan and Angela, both of you, maybe you can make a comment about it, you guys see value in going forward for yourselves?
Well, that's what lit the fire initially. And then I had to get over those emotions. But yeah, the equity bonus, the integrity buyout, we just talked to each other. We're like, we need to make a change in our business with ourselves, our scheduling. We have a son, we love spending time with him. There's going to be some give and take there. But yeah, ultimately, that's the goal, because for the future, spending more time with him in a few years from now, that's the ultimate goal.
Definitely.
And traveling.
I agree with that. I also look at it like I used to be fired up when I would go write a policy. It was like this natural high, but it's so funny, man. Since we've started building, we're now receiving like text messages from agents saying, "Hey, man, thank you so much for introducing us to this opportunity. It's changed my life." And I'll tell you what, man, that's what gets me out of bed every morning. Don't get me wrong. I still enjoy running a policy, but the new high for me is being able to have an agent that we just hired that was working somewhere that was miserable, that was making minimal amounts of money, to now send us text messages saying we are indebted to you for life. Thank you so much. And that to me, man, is incredible, because it's changed our lives tremendously. And to be able to pay that forward, I love it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think you guys are moving in an incredible direction right now. You got a lot of stuff going on inside your business, and one of the things I know you guys really started focusing on the going out in there and getting that equity bonus. So I was on the video yesterday, and they asked me, they're like, "Hey, mention the first equity bonus was $2,200, and then last month it was over $20,000. So what a big difference in just the span of a couple of years." But do you guys see like the progression of how you guys can get there? And if you were someone brand new right now, like you bring someone brand new onto your business right now, do you guys, like, how would you explain to them that it's available for them if they just go and do the basic steps? How would you explain that to them? I put you on the spot. Put
Yeah,
you on
no,
the spot.
that's a good question. I just talk about myself and just say, listen, man, I don't have any fancy college degrees. I just had a desire to want something more out of life. And I had been involved in a lot of different opportunities prior to coming into the insurance industry. And first of all, was never able to break the 6-figure mark, dealing with politics and things like that. And I just talk to people about how you can come in here without having to deal with any politics. No one has to like you. If you come in and you put in the activity and you have a good attitude, you can make this thing to be whatever you want it to be without having any, real limits, and I'm proof of that. We are proof of that, but
Yeah. So I got two more questions, and this is it. So first question is, so you get someone brand new. So I come on brand new into this business. I'm starting with you guys. One of the main things that people think is they got to wait for people to move forward and progress forward in this business before they can move forward. Is there how do you get over that mindset of thinking that you got to wait for the person that recruited you or brought you in this business to move before you move? How do you get over that?
Yeah, you just have to set your own goals, your own vision, and go with it, because it's true. Like, if you're in a team and you're watching that team's growth, you almost tend to move at that same pace. And so to not do that, you have to set your own goals, understand what it's going to take to get there, and just light yourself on fire and just go.
Yeah, and I would tell you, I think that's one of the big parts that people think you know, a lot of times they get into a business and they see like they see some sort of hierarchy, and they go, oh, well, this person is right here, and they're bringing me in, so I got to wait clearly until they move any direction. But that's not the truth at all. You know, especially in our business. Our business has no capacity or limitations to who can go out. Like you can come in directly with Ryan and Angela, and you could get to the equity bonus before they do if you want to. They're not going to mind either, by the way, because hey, rising tide raises all ships. So, all right, last question for both you guys, and then we'll finish up right here. So brand new person coming in today. I like this brand new stuff because I think it's, you know, you guys had a lot of success straight from the go, brand new, but a brand new person coming in today wanting to go out there and make the right move starting immediately. And obviously from your guys' position where you went out and produced really heavily from minute one, but didn't necessarily build very heavily. What would your recommendations, and both of you can hit on whatever you think are your main points on this. What are your recommendations for someone brand new coming in today to maybe balance out and go out there and do it? Is there any direction you would send them in right off the bat starting today, day one?
Yeah, I mean, I would think, you know, I would say start building your business right away. You know, I think a lot of people come into this industry, including myself, and they feel like they need to go prove that the system works before that they can go share that with someone else. There's plenty of people to edify in this company and to talk about their success. So I wish they'd start, you know, bringing people into the business sooner and building it. But, you know, I wanted to make sure that it worked for me first. But for someone new, I would say, look, man, there's too many people here winning. This system works. You know, edify us, use us to help build your business, but start bringing people in right away, you know, and just create a bunch of activity. Don't be over analytical and try to figure everything out before you move, because you will never move. You just got to dive in. The water's warm.
And for me, I think it's when I meet with somebody new, it's scheduling. Like I want to make sure that there's a balance of that, because I feel like I had a hard time like understanding what it took to get there. I had numbers in my head. I don't know if I created them or what, but I'm identifying that those aren't good. They're not going to get us where we want to go. So I'm having those conversations with our agents, and where do you want to be? Because what are your numbers? What are your goals? Do you want to build? And then I go from there.
That's a big one. I know, Jared, you've taught us a lot about scheduling, man. That is huge, because having that down pat and understanding and sticking to a schedule no matter what is huge. That's a big one.
That's why this last January has been what it's been for us, because our schedule is literally the same these last few weeks.
Yep. The only limitations are those we put on ourselves. And so let's not go out there and put any more limitations than we had. Ryan, Angela, we appreciate you guys being our agent spotlight of the week. Great job so far year to date. Even though it's a short year so far, we got a lot more to go, and I'm sure you guys are going to hammer it home. So thank you again. We appreciate you guys getting on.
Thanks for having us, man.
Bye.
Thanks, Jared.
Great job, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll see you guys later.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.